All right, what's up guys? Douglas from Dougsterbob.com here, and today we're comparing two different BMX bikes. These bikes are really special. These are some of the best BMX bikes you can buy. They're crazy. The quality is insane, and as you guys know, my goal here with Dougsterbob.com and the YouTube channel is to help you guys make correct buying decisions when buying a bike. When I was 13, I got my first bike, and ever since then, I've been buying bikes. And the problem was I would just buy bikes. And it wasn't until about 7 to 8 years later, I started to learn about specs and geometry and all of those things that you can use to your advantage to become a better bike rider faster. So I'm going to help you guys find the right bike. You're here because you know I'm comparing the Envy with the Soundwave and you just want to know which one's better. So we're going to compare them head to head. We're going to talk about their specs, their geometry, their warranty, which one's best for what, their Dougsterbob scores, and all this stuff. So let's get right into the video. The Dougsterbob mission: growing BMX by making it fun and easy to understand. For some of us, it's an escape. For others, it's a passion. But for all of us, it's a lifestyle. You're gonna love this sport. I'm glad you're letting me teach you everything that I know about it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the bikes. The Sunday Soundwave is a $1,300 BMX bike. It's actually a little more expensive. It's like $1,350. That's a lot of money. However, it's Gary Young's signature bike. So ideally, Gary Young is making a little bit of money for every model that sells. This is awesome. It's a good way to support your favorite rider if Gary Young's your favorite rider. Now, it comes with hub guards. It comes with 3 hub guards, but it doesn't come with pegs. The geometry is kind of interesting. I don't really love the color. This bike comes in a cassette option or a free coaster option. So you can choose which one suits your style of riding better and then kind of make that decision from there. Another cool thing about this bike is in the free coaster option, you can choose between left-hand drive and right-hand drive, and the free coaster option actually comes with a lifetime warranty on the cranks among some other parts. The cassette version doesn't come with the lifetime warranty on the cranks because it doesn't come with the Thunderbolt cranks. We'll talk about warranty later when we compare it to the Envy, but for now, that's kind of just a brief overview of the Soundwave. So let's talk about the Envy. So the Envy comes with 4 hub guards. It's a little bit more responsive in the geometry. It doesn't come with a cassette option or a free coaster option. It just comes with a cassette. So that's what you're going to get. You don't get to choose. You still can choose between left-hand drive or right-hand drive. This is something that's really cool because a lot of the really high-end bikes only come in 20.75 or 21, making aftermarket pro-level complete bikes almost impossible for those smaller riders to get on. Usually they're designed, like those aftermarket bikes are more designed for taller riders. And it's kind of a bummer if you're a small shredder and the only option is a really high level bike that's going to be too big for you. I definitely like this gloss smoked chrome way better than the Sunday Soundwave color, but it is a little bit flashy. You know, if you ride street too much in the hood, your bike could get disappeared, you know? So I don't know. Some people like actually think about that kind of thing. And I've never had my bike stolen, knock on wood, but it's like really flashy. The gold colors of bikes or the chrome colored of bikes, like you got to be careful with things like that. Just something random to consider. So when we're talking about quality, one of my favorite things about all of these bikes is the amount of aftermarket parts that come with them. So the Sunday example is almost every part on this bike is an aftermarket Sunday part or an aftermarket Odyssey part. The difference with aftermarket and not aftermarket is like, let's say the Kink Whip. Okay, the Kink Whip's full chromoly with double wall rims and it has some Kink parts, but these are just base level parts that Kink has manufactured and then they private label them. Okay, so they're not the best quality. Now these aftermarket Odyssey parts, these are the same parts that you would spend a lot of money on if you bought them from a bike shop. So they've got an extra level of love put into it. There's a lot more quality. There's a lot more craftsmanship in them. So the aftermarket parts are just literally the best way to go. When you advance to a pro level and you start riding really heavy, you need that quality of parts so that you can upgrade your bike and it'll withstand as you progress, because nothing's fun about doing a big drop in your crank snapping or your pedal snapping. So those aftermarket parts are crucial for high level riders. Like I was saying though, the Soundwave and the Envy both come with a ton of aftermarket parts. My analogy in the Envy review is that imagine this. Imagine Mr. Beast says, hey, you have 30 seconds to grab all the parts you want, put them on this bike, and I'll pay for it, okay? And you walk into the We The People warehouse, which has all the We The People any claw parts, and you just start grabbing the best of everything. That's exactly what the Envy is, but that's exactly what the Soundwave is too, except instead of a We The People warehouse, it's like a Sunday Odyssey warehouse. Same though. You're grabbing the best quality of parts and you're putting together an amazing complete. So I actually did the math about some of the base components, how much it would cost to build this bike if you just bought these components. Now, keep in mind, this is only the price for these components and not for like all the little random things like bearings, pedals, chain, tires. No, tires is on there. I lied. Anyway, seat, like all these random things. So this is the deal. I'm just going to read it off. So for the Sunday Soundwave frame, that alone would cost about $480. The Sunday Darkwave forks would cost $180. The Odyssey Super Highway bars would cost about $99. The Thunderbolt cranks are about $195. The Odyssey Utility Pro Sprocket, this thing's dope. It has a removable bash guard. I think this is super sick. That would cost you $50. The Hazard Light rims that come on the wheels are $80 a piece, so that's $160 for those two. The Clutch Free Coaster version 2 is $180, and the Path Pro tires would cost you about $50. So altogether, buying just those parts, not everything else that you need for the bike, like the grips, the seat, all that stuff, it would cost you $1,394, not including tax, not including shipping. So just off of like a portion of the bike, the value there is already more than you're paying for the complete bike, which is incredible, right? Like I said, just that frame is $480. So buying all of that, $1,394. The bike only costs $1,349, and that is with everything that you need. This is crazy. Now, the We The People Envy is a little more disappointing. So the We The People Envy frame is about $350. The Eclipse Storm forks are about $160. The Envy XLT bars are $65. The Tibia cranks are $140. The Abyss sprocket is $80, but I don't think I really believe that. I feel like it's cheaper. $80 for the sprocket is what we're saying, okay? The Seismic hub is $175. The E440 rims are $60 a piece, and the Eclat Mirage tires are $33 a piece, giving us a grand total of $1,156. So right there, that shows us that the value of the Soundwave is obviously more, and the value of the Envy is still there because, you know, that again is only considering those parts. So when you think about the other aftermarket parts that are on there and the parts in general that make up the bike, the cost of the bike is going to be less than the cost of buying everything separately. However, it's not as mind-blowing as the Soundwave, but that's kind of just a little price look in there about what these bikes would cost had you got them differently. So the value on both of them is just incredible. You could not even touch this with any other complete bike, especially the $400 ones or the $300 ones. So good job, Sunday. Good job, We The People. Now, the geometry of these bikes are a little bit different. The Soundwave is a little more mellow. Now, the Soundwave has a 75-degree head tube angle, a 13.2-inch chainstay, and a 9-inch standover. This is pretty basic, pretty general. The only thing I consider the 13.2-inch 13.2-inch chainstay a little bit long. It's not super short, but it's not super long, but it's closer to the long side, okay? So this geometry is general. It's not going to be really responsive or really snappy, but it's also not going to be really flowy and really tanky. Dirt riders would ride. So it's right there in the middle, and I do think this is a pretty solid choice. Those older guys getting back into the sport, they have a good amount of money. They just want to ride like they used to. This is a good choice because that geometry is really balanced. It's not going to feel unstable for you. Now, the Envy's geometry is, like I said, more responsive. So the head tube angle is 75.5. The chainstay is 12.1 or 13.1 on center. So you can move it closer and get it under 13 to make it slammed. And then the standover height is 8.75, which is just a little bit lower. So again, it's not a huge difference, but it is more responsive. That front end's going to feel more snappy. It's going to be really responsive. Spins are going to be easier, but it could feel unstable if you're not used to that kind of geometry. So this is more for advanced riders who are moving up into a bike that they just need really good quality and they like that snappy, responsive feeling. So I already talked about top tubes, but I did just want to stress, guys, don't get a 21-inch top tube if it's the wrong size for you. Google Dougsterbob size guide, and then you can see what size top tube you need for your height. Now, on the Dougsterbob score sheet, these two bikes scored very, very identical. The only difference, so the WeThePeople Envy to the Sunday Soundwave cassette version is pretty much the same. They scored a 6.5 in the street section. We're going to round that up to a 7. This is they're identical in the street, okay? Because the Soundwave comes with 3 hub guards, no pegs. The Envy comes with 4 hub guards, no pegs. They're pretty identical. Their quality is the same. The tire streetability is pretty much the same. They're pretty solid for street. Now, but where it gets different is the Soundwave free coaster version scored a lot higher. It scored over an 8. Basically because of the free coaster, and most street riders ride a free coaster. The street tricks are going to be easier with a free coaster. So it's the free coaster version is going to score higher in the street section. I'm not going to run too deep on the scores. They're pretty similar. The park section's a little bit different. The Envy scored a little bit better in park because of that responsive geometry. But if you guys want to check this out for yourself and compare it to 82 different bikes on here, you can compare them all, see how they scored in all the different areas. I'll put a link in the description. You have to put in your email address and I'll send it to you. And then you will get the link for it and you can check it out and see it when I update it and all that stuff. Do that if you want to get really in depth on it. Now, probably the coolest part is the warranty on these bikes. I love talking about these high-end bikes because they have warranties and it's just so incredible that the companies offer warranties. However, the Envy's warranty is a little more disappointing than the Soundwave. So the WeThePeople Envy has a lifetime guarantee on the frame and the forks. Now, the way I interpret this guarantee is not necessarily the same as a warranty. There's a lot of companies that do a guarantee. Essentially, what that is it's a guarantee against manufactured defects. If you throw your bike off of a building and a bus runs it over, that's not a manufactured defect. If you're out riding, you do a 540 down a stair set and you bend your wheel, that's not a manufactured defect, that's a U defect. So this is like touchy. I'm sure they're pretty lenient. I'm sure they're willing to help everyone out that has issues. So on the frame and fork, you get a lifetime guarantee. We're not going to call that a warranty because they're not going to take care of you. They might. Okay, but probably not like Sunday will, because Sunday has a lifetime warranty on their 41 thermal parts. So that's going to be the Soundwave frame, the Darkwave forks, the bars, the cranks, only if it's the Thunderbolt cranks, which is on the free coaster version. So right there, you're getting this lifetime warranty on frame, forks, bars, and cranks versus just the lifetime guarantee on the Envy's frame and forks. So right there, that to me is like, okay, we have an obvious winner, right? We have an obvious bike that's better. Sunday is incredible with their warranty. Like if you have an issue, you say, hey, I have an issue, and they'll take care of you. Now, when you buy this bike, keep the original receipt because a lot of times you need that. Like take a picture of it, email it to yourself, right? Or hide it in the closet. I don't know what you want to do, but keep that receipt so that you can get these warranties taken care of. I've heard rumors of them still taking care of it, even if you don't have the receipt, but it's better to be safe. So that is crazy that Sunday offers that warranty on the bike is such high value and they're still going to say, hey, we're so confident in our products that if you break it, guess what? Boom, you get a new one. You get a new frame, forks, or bars, whatever, congratulations, you're a shredder. Here you go. Now, if a bus ran it over, that's probably not the same still. But I don't know. You'd have to call their warranty department, ask them, say, just do it and let me know in the comments what happened. Say, hey, if I have a lifetime warranty on my frame, but a bus ran it over, would you guys take care of it? Let me know. I'm really curious. So I'm sure you guys knew this was coming. My pick for the bike would be the Soundwave. But like I already said, if you're a smaller rider, getting that 21-inch Soundwave is going to kill you. I mean, it won't kill you unless you get hit by a bus, but it's going to be really hard to progress. It's going to be really hard to maneuver because that bike is too big for you. If the 20.5 is more your thing, go with the Envy. The quality is still incredible. You probably weigh under 200 pounds. You're not going to break very many parts anyway. So you don't necessarily need that lifetime warranty on the frame, forks, bars, and cranks. You could get away with the Envy just fine. So smaller rider, get the Envy. Taller rider, get the Soundwave. If you like free coasters, get the Soundwave. It's just the better bike overall. Sunday's not paying me to say this. I wish they would. WeThePeople Envy is an incredible bike, but the Soundwave definitely has it beat. Now you're probably thinking, you know what? That is the perfect bike for me. I'm going to buy the Soundwave or I'm going to buy the Envy because I'm small. So if that's the case, I'm going to put a link in the description for each of the bikes. That link's going to send you to wherever I found it that it's in stock and the cheapest. And if you find it somewhere cheaper, let me know, okay? Because I just want to help you guys not get ripped off. I see some shops charging like $1,500 for these bikes, and I'm like, oh my God, they're probably worth $1,500, but you can get it cheaper. So hit the link, see where it takes you, because that's going to be the cheapest spot. Now, I do have really in-depth reviews on both of these bikes. They will pop up here at the end screen. You can check those out if you want me to go. If you just want to see how I feel about them a little more in depth. So check that out. The Soundwave one looks awful because I had someone edit it and the color's off in it. Anyway, I still posted it, but that's why it looks awful. Forgive me, I'm sorry. And have a great rest of your day, guys. Don't forget to hang out with me on the lives every Friday and every Sunday. I love answering your BMX questions and helping you become a better bike rider.